Isabella of Castile, Queen of Castile and Aragon, the first Queen of Spain. Isabella I, 22 April 1451 to the 26th of November 1504. 2. Was Queen of Castile from 1474 and, as the wife of King Ferdinand II, Queen of Aragon from 1479 until her death, reigning over a dynastically unified Spain jointly with her husband Ferdinand. Together they would be known as the Catholic Monarchs. 3. Isabella is considered the first Queen of Spain de facto, being described as such during her own lifetime, although Castile and Aragon de jure remained two different kingdoms until the Nueva Planta decrees of 1707 to 1716. Overview: Isabella's birthday is uncertain, being recorded in different years during her life. From her earliest memories, Isabella was regent for her father in Castile, and in the 1390s she acted as regent for her mother in Aragon as well. In 1471, she married her first husband, the King of Navarre, Alfonso V of Castile, at age 16. They had no children, and Isabella acted as regent until her death. In 1478, she married her second husband, King Ferdinand II of Aragon, a widower with a child. Isabella and Ferdinand had 4 children together, although only 3 survived infancy. Together, they would rule as the Catholic Monarchs. Family Isabella was born on the 22nd of April 1451 in Villena, in the province of Jaén, the first of 5 children born to John II of Castile and Juana of Navarre. Early life: the story of Isabella's birth has been the subject of some confusion, in part due to the inconsistencies and contradiction in the documents which describe her birth. In one story, Isabella was born on the 26th of April 1451, as a result of a double wedding of the Navarrese Count Raymond and a daughter of the Infante Luis of Castile, with whom Isabella was married in secret as the eldest daughter, and the Castilian king Alfonso de la Cerda. 4. In another version, Isabella was born around 1449, 2 years before the marriages of the Navarrese Count Raymond and of Isabella's sister Juana, when their mother, Juana la Beltraneja, was still the mistress of the Infante Luis. Marriage and children: Isabella and her husband, King Ferdinand II, married on the 14th of June 1474. They were 18 and 16 years old respectively at the time of the wedding, and their marriage was the first European royal union between one knightly and one noble bloodline. The two were born into privileged families from the same generation. Ferdinand the Great was Isabella's great-grandfather, and her father, the Holy Roman Emperor Frederick III, was Ferdinand II's great-great-grandfather. 4. Through their ancestors, the kings of Castile had united the different sub-kingdoms that comprised the Kingdom of Castile, and had brought about a stable and powerful kingdom under the Habsburgs. Queen of Castile and Aragon, a younger daughter of King Ferdinand II of Aragon and his wife, Queen Isabella of Portugal. Isabella's birth was not recognized by either her mother's father, King Ferdinand I of Portugal, or his son and successor King John II of Portugal, as Isabella's mother, Joanna of Castile, was not of royal birth. In 1480, a compromise was reached whereby the disputed areas of the Duchy of Athens would be part of Portugal and Joanna would assume the title of princess. Isabella was raised in her father's court, where she was closely watched by the regents, Sancho Pérez de Ayala and Antonio de Castro. Isabella married King Ferdinand of Castile in 1474, becoming his first wife. A year later she became Queen of Castile, taking part in governing and acting as the governor of Castile. The Catholic Monarchs. In 1454, at the age of 19, Isabella was promised in marriage to Prince Juan of Portugal. 4. 5. However, Isabella's father John II of Castile had just conquered the Kingdom of Granada. The Granadan uprising was crushed, but the Spanish victory over Granada was much less celebrated than John's battles with the Moors. According to Thomas Monroe, after this period, John II's wife, Joanna of Castile, ruled little but her own apartments. 6. Isabella had a turbulent adolescence. At 19 she became the subject of gossip after her husband to be fled the kingdom to take refuge in France, leaving Isabella's mother to negotiate a divorce to satisfy her daughter's unreasonable expectations. Conclusion: Isabella had political and religious aims, rooted in her upbringing. Her father was the Caliph of Córdoba. Her mother had been brought up in a religious household and had been educated in Islamic culture. Although she lived to see the culmination of her ambitions, Isabella nevertheless found that their success was not automatic. After her marriage, she faced opposition to their rule in Aragon from the Borrichuelo merchants, the rural population and the aristocracy. She was also faced with civil strife in Castile. As queen, Isabella saw the radical Islamic movement of Muhammad ibn Abd al-Wahhab become popular in Castile. Isabella felt threatened by the rising Wahhabi position, as she believed it threatened her authority over her people.